Hell, hello, lords, ladies, and gentlefolk. My name is Ann, and welcome to yet another stream. This time, it's a little different. Because this time, we're here for the campaign. I am so incredibly excited to finally get into this again. We had the hiccup with everything Wizards of the Coast was doing, and that was, as some of you know, one of the main reasons that we did swap systems. And we've found a system that we love in the second edition of Pathfinder. And that is where we are now. So I'd like to welcome all of you to the Serpents Lair Pathfinder second edition. This is going to be so much fun. And with that, let me unmute Discord. And let's introduce our lovely cast of players. We are going to start with the man who boops with the might of Zeus himself, Alex. Introduce yourself and your character.
Hello there, folks. My name is Alex. My character's name is Onyx, and he is a human fighter with the background of warrior.
Indeed. Now, onto the human with the name that makes goblins shake in their boots. Ruby, introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, my name is Ruby. I'm playing Topaz Labradorite. I am a Strix alchemist with the sponsored by a stranger background. And I'm really excited for this.
Whee!
And last, but certainly, most definitely not least, our newest player and welcomed adventurer to the land. Ress, introduce yourself and your character.
Maybe not the least, but definitely the shortest. I am playing a halfling summoner. I'm Rez. Hi. I'm playing a halfling summoner. With Faye Eidolon, which I'm really excited to try out.
Yes.
I don't know if you need any more information than that, because I'm new here.
Well, I am very excited to see what kind of fuckery we all get up to. This is going to be very interesting and a lot of fun. I will say that this session there is going to be a decent bit of theater of the mind, just because, once again, we have a lot of interiors, and as like Alex and Ruby know, I'm bad at making. Well, I'm not bad at making. I can make some decent ones, but I'm bad at finding good interior art, and I didn't make it once again. I will be making
hard,
some
though,
eventually.
to get what you have in mind. It's real hard.
Oh, it is. It's such a pain. But we are working on it. Probably for next time we'll have better interior arts. But with that, I would like to first give us a little introduction to the world from where we last left off. So, last time our heroes. A minorly different set of heroes, you may notice. They were face to face with the giant serpent. Cutlass, their druidic ally, began to glow. As he did, a magical source of energy, drawn from the great stag, from the majestic stag himself, enveloped him and our party of players. The players were shot to a different continent, and surges of magical energy shot through the world. These surges changed the world itself, and also some of the folks around. And this was the transition from 5e to Pathfinder. With this, as the heroes landed, they decided to go their separate ways. Our previous characters have left. Not dead, but they've left. Maybe we'll meet them again. I don't know. We'll see what the future has in store for us. But for now, let us speed up in time to about 3 months later. It is now changed from early spring to about midsummer. The world has changed over time. There are rumors of one or more new mythic beasts somewhere in the world. And for the massive amounts of magical energy, as I said, the world itself has changed. So, with that, allow me to show you all our new world map. So we load into it.
Ooh.
This is in the Discord as well for our players who are in there, but this is how the world looks now. There are a lot of the same continents. The only actual new continent is the Emerald Isle. That's a new one that has shown up, as well as the seas and oceans have kind of separated a bit more. So now there's the Crasido Ocean, there's the Sea of Forgotten Depths, the Living Bay, the Charged Ocean, and the Green Sea. The Wickmere Islands are still there, but also you may notice there are capitals and regions. We, both me and the players, if any of them need it, it is in the Google Doc within the chat, within the server. But we do have a legend for everything, as well as some information about different places. For this campaign's purposes, we are starting in a small trading camp on the coast of Omia, near the capital, which is Angel Rest, and this is number 5 on the map. So with that, allow me to give you a little backstory to Angel Rest, as in the capital. Angel Rest, the land of the winged. This place is known to be home of the Strix, Tengu, and Sprites. With this, there is much of the capital that is far above the ground below. There are a few other races that can inhabit their towns, but below the capital on the ground, it is said there are towns and settlements of other races. Of course, the people of the higher towns, they don't know about this, and they, frankly, don't venture down there very often. So it's kind of a odd rumor among the upper towns. These have created something known as the basement of the capital, and the main town is known as the roof. So if you hear me referencing those, that's what I mean. The roof of Angel Rest is home to the flying ranges mentioned prior. Up there is a prosperous capital with wealth to go around. It is ruled by Avrix. He is a Strix man of 22 years. He has recently inherited the capital from his father before him and is mainly aided by his council in ruling the capital and the roof of Angel Rest. The basement is currently semi-unknown as to who really rules it, their economy, because not a lot of people visit there. So to most of the world, and to you guys, you're not really sure. But you know it's kind of more the, if you will, the slum area of the town. So, but we are not in Angel Rest, we are just outside of it for this session. So with that, let us go to this map. And let me make sure token vision is off. Okay, good. So you guys can actually see this place. With that, oh jeez, I got rid of my thing again. Oh no. Okay, I got it. Sorry. You guys are in this trading camp. There it is. I had to find my note. The camp is full of traders and warriors from all walks of life. They all abide by a simple rule amongst them: honor amongst the fallen and the weak. The quote-unquote leader of the group is named Volt Mangana, and he is a 30-year-old catfolk. And he is right up here. So you all can go ahead and drag your tokens onto the map if you like. And go ahead and tell me if you have any idea what your character might be doing within this trading camp.
I think for start, where do you want us to drop our tokens?
Wherever you'd like.
Okay. So first things I would probably do is, now since we were just teleported, this is brand new, right?
This is about 3 months later.
Okay, sorry, that's right. I think walking into a trading village, I would attempt to try and, well, trade. Is there any, like, general goods looking place?
So yes, there are some people who manage the general goods. The main one is Mr. Vince. He's over here.
Okay. There we go. That would be the first place I go.
Okay. Press. In a trading camp, whereabouts would your character kind of be looking to be?
I think that Ina would be probably in a, like, if there's some kind of tent or building where people are, like the sick are held, she'd probably be over there trying to help on out there.
Okay. Yeah, there is actually a fellow cleric
Even
here.
though,
His name is Sebastian. He is down here.
then I will throw my token here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ruby, what would Topaz be doing as she entered a training camp?
Being that Topaz is a Strix and probably from the capital, just kind of in leaving home being rebellious, I'm probably down there trying to find out as much as I can about the basement of the capital,
Gotcha.
or at least the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So yes, you all are in the capital. Sorry, I'm making a notes page right now, so I can actively take notes while we're doing this. So, you would probably end up going right up to Volt then, because you would be trying to look for the leader of this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just figure out what's going on and like what I can do to stay here longer.
Gotcha. So you'd be up here. With that, we're going to roll. I'm just gonna roll a d4. On a 4, I'll reroll. And we'll go in
You can
order.
roll a d3 in Foundry for the record. You can just
We can.
whatever, like you could do 1d9, and it'll just give you a number. Fun
Oh,
fact.
that's sick. I love things like this.
Foundry is the greatest thing for Pathfinder 2nd Edition and otherwise. I will never stop saying this.
You know,
Dude, it's so fun fact. We're only using Foundry because Roll20 kept messing up, and I kept bugging him to give Foundry a chance.
If he had advertised this game and been like, "Hey, we're using Roll20," I'd be like, "Sure, but if you can afford Foundry, can we?" And if he's like, "I can't afford it," I'd be like, "Sure, that's fine." But like, Foundry is the absolute, like, it is. Look, I'm gonna be real honest right now. It is the fucking tits. I love it.
it is. It very much is. As much as I loved Roll20, this is so much better.
Roll20 is pretty good. Is really good with D&D 5e because it's the
Mhm.
most popular. But the Pathfinder Foundry is just far and beyond better than Roll20. But yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, I yeah, Alex bugged me constantly about how Foundry was better. And for a long time I'm like, listen, I tried it. I gave it 10 seconds of my time and I didn't really understand. But I couldn't get a quick
It has
grasp.
a learning curve.
Yeah. But now I'm kind of learning it. So let's do
Yeah.
/R1D.
For the record, Alex was right.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. Sure,
Oh, I'm
you
clicked
know,
on a
but-
Topaz. Topaz, why are you rolling D3s?
Why shouldn't they?
That's fair. But with that, we will be starting with Ina. So Ina,
Okay.
you are in there with Mr. Sebastian, which I'm zooming in. He is a human cleric, a master of swift healing spells and odd healing potions that sometimes you wonder if they're just water and they're just healing over time. Because there's sometimes where you're pretty sure that's all he's giving the patients and it's a kind of placebo. As you've been here for a little bit of time now. But most of those patients are ones that didn't really need healing and just wanted drugs.
Mhm.
So he is there and he is healing people and he looks over and goes, does not do that. I just failed to speak when my body tried to. Ooh. He looks over. Ah, Miss Ina. Welcome. How are we doing today?
Quite well. Just how actually, out of curiosity, what kind of, is it like a sunny day? Is it like a cloudy day?
It is a it's kind of that nice cloud cover where it doesn't fully cover the sky, so you get bits of
Okay.
shade, but bits of sunlight. It's probably like a nice,
Perfect.
even for summer, it's like a nice 67 degrees, almost exactly.
All right. Swell. Ina's like, yeah, it's pretty great today. Sunny-ish day, and it's just, nothing too exciting so far, but I'm hoping to maybe see what happens here. Well, not maybe. I'm definitely hoping to see what happens here.
Indeed. It is. I tell you what, your help has been much appreciated as we've had a few extra soldiers coming in from these surges have been going around the world.
I'm glad to help, honestly. I mean, I'm still pretty new to this, but I'm doing what I can, and if that's helping, then that's all I can ask for.
Indeed. Well, I have to tend to small patients, but you're welcome to hang around and aid in any way you would like.
I think I will, thank you. And she'll maybe start cleaning up, like if there's any bandages that need to be disposed of, or like she'd help if anyone was like, "Hey, I need an extra set of hands here." She'll go over and help out. She's still a little bit like not as confident as she would like to be in her healing abilities, but she is words. But she's doing what she can to help out. That's mainly what she wants to do.
Yeah. All right. Next we have, jeez, it's solely ones. And that would be Onyx. Your turn, buddy. You were looking
Okay.
for. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just had to talk real quick. So ideally, if it's been 3 months, I would be looking to stock up on things like rations, maybe even see if I could get a new tent. Or not tent, sorry, like new sleeping roll.
Yeah, I will say, so Arvin is somewhere in the world. This is a different character, correct?
Yes.
So you've been in this training camp about 3 months. You've actually probably made a decent impact to the point where people here do know you. So as you walk in, Vince looks, he goes, "Ah, Onyx, how are we today, son?"
I'm doing pretty good. And how's yourself?
"I'm doing well." As you gaze upon him, he is a odd-looking man. He has orcish features, but he has this deep grayish blue skin. But you do notice his eyes are kind of beady like a hobgoblin's. But he also does have some very human features in his hands, and you can't help but you've always wondered what he really is as far as racially, but you've never really been sure if you should ask.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a bad idea.
Just it's common sense in our world and others.
Yes. Maybe don't ask, but he is a very interesting looking fellow. Yes, he looks at you. "Ah, well, my boy, what can I be getting you today?"
I would just like to, if you have them, I'd like some rations, maybe a new sleeping roll. Mine's getting a little worn out. I've kept it for too long. And would you even have
course.
rope?
Rope? Ah, what kind of rope are we looking for? Hempen, silken, fur?
Oh, just hempen. I'm just using it as like a tool. No need for
Right.
aesthetics.
Yes, we have much. I'd say I have at least 200 feet worth.
Can I have about 50 feet?
For sure, my boy. And you know what? You've been here enough. Take 10% off. So he's going to give you a 10% discount.
I appreciate the deal.
Yeah. If you want to look into exact prices, I don't know them off the top of my head because it's a different system.
Yeah, I think it should be in the Emporium. Compendium, sorry.
It probably is.
Fun fact, hit control space It'll bring up a search bar because I had him install this module because I cannot function without it. And then you can just search.
Oh,
You
5
click on
silver
it,
points. That is amazing. Oh,
Welcome.
that's gonna become a new favorite of mine. Thank you for that.
I literally cannot function without it.
What was
Like,
it? Control
I
space?
cannot.
Yeah, control space.
Control
It'll bring up like a
space.
tiny little search bar in the dead middle of the screen.
Oh,
And then you
that's
just start
beautiful.
typing, it'll bring up a little list. Yes.
Foundry
this
for
is
the
quick
win!
insert. This is one of the first 2 that I asked you to add because it is absolutely like
Oh, that's glorious.
it is the best thing in the world.
And here I thought I was cool introducing a dice roller. Look at you coming in, just adding these beast little
I have
add-ons.
been, for the record, I have GM'd in Foundry for over a year, and I've been GMing Pathfinder 2nd Edition in Foundry for about 9 months now. So I have a little bit more Foundry experience, and it just makes it easier. It doesn't really matter. Like, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to explain. Like,
I know.
I have.
Res for the win. Res for the win, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rez.
Yes.
You're welcome.
But say, sincerely, so Rez asked me earlier for like 2 or 3 of them. I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, no, I'll pop those in real quick. And then later she's like, hey, I do have like a list that I use, and these are just all like quality of life ones. But if you like, you can add them in. And I go, send me the list, and I got like a list of like 20.
For the
So-
record, that's not even all the ones that I have. It's just all the reasonable ones that are like need to have and like really nice to have for most situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch in that I'm sure we will discover. I also have a bunch for my GMing. Like, we now have a teleporter, so I can make a staircase that'll just teleport you to a different map or a different area of the map. Just wonderful.
Yep, it's great. I love that. And
Oh.
you can even determine if it will like move you slowly, like drag you, or if you just appear over there. So like you'll see what's along the way, or you don't. Take your pick.
Yeah.
It's
Which will be
real
interesting.
nice.
50.
Mhm. But yeah, so we have that now.
You're welcome. Happy to help, honestly.
Yes, thank you. And Pathfinder is a 10-to-1 ratio as far as like copper to silver, silver to
Mhm.
gold. Okay. So yeah. So Onyx, with getting that 50% discount, you would only have to pay 4 silver and 5 copper. You would keep 5 copper. That discount. If I did math right. I think I did. Hopefully? Maybe. Possibly.
Math is hard. So are words. Everything's hard.
It is.
Hold on, what was the price and what was the discount? Because I'm
5
kind
silver,
of a math nerd.
5 silver pieces at a 10% discount. So it would just be half a silver piece off, right? Which would be 5 copper.
Yep.
4.5 4 silver, 5 copper for a
Yeah.
to spend.
Yeah, that was the correct math.
Haha.
Math.
I am a wizard.
Look, I didn't major in physics. I totally don't. I don't know where I was going with that, but
I've taken 2 accounting courses. I'm taking stats and finance this summer. I still suck at math at times, so it's all good.
Hey Alex, we majored in dumb.
Yes,
Right, buddy?
exactly. Oh yeah.
majored in shenanigans and voices, respectively.
Majored in
That's
shenaniganery, minored in voice acting.
Yes.
Perfect. But yes, so you're in there for a minute and you pick up a couple things. And as you're leaving the shop, Vince does look at you and goes, well, be sure to stop by tomorrow, my boy. I'm making tea again. Better than last time. I actually have good herbs.
I will most definitely step by. Thank you.
Of course. Be safe, boy. And you exit his tent.
As to you. And I walk out.
And then we will move over to Topaz. Topaz, you are sitting with Volt Mengana, who is the leader of this, and you are asking him some questions. And you are from kind of, as I said, kind of the more high and mighty parts of Angel Rest.
I'm from the people that act holier than thou, which I really
Yeah.
don't want to.
Well, maybe your family is, but you do not have to be part of that.
Exactly.
Um, so you walk in and you hear a booming voice as you see a large catfolk covered in black fur and very well off, very well made armor. You'd think that maybe that even has some magical properties to it. And he looks up. A Strix. I don't have any of your kind here. What can I do for you?
I've told you're the man in charge. I'm looking for any way I can help down here and any way I can stay down here and away from the roof.
Ah, you're one of. I understand. Now, before I do give you any sort of lodging, I do need to. I have to ask you. It's nothing personal. Um,
Of course.
are you in a rebellious phase of the teenage Strix, or I don't remember your kind's lifespan. It's hard enough keeping track of my own. By that I mean the GM does not remember, so we're going with it like this.
Yes. Uh well, seeing as I am 16 years old and us Strix live to be about 45, I'd say I'm in about midlife, maybe a little bit younger, but definitely out of that rebellious teenage phase.
Well, in that case, it's settled. Can you fight? Can you do magic? Or can you heal? Or are you good with charismatics?
Uh, I am a healer of sorts. Uh, don't know what you'd classify alchemy as, but
Oh,
I've been studying as a mutagenist for a few years now. So I'd say my healing methods are a bit unorthodox.
unorthodox or not, they will be welcomed here. I do always appreciate someone else who can heal. Heaven knows with the magical surges we've been seeing for the past few months, the aid we can get helping those from the basement, aiding them in anything they need. Um, but yes, welcome. It is wonderful to have you. Um, we have a few simple rules, guys, we abide by. The main one is honor. If you are honorable to us, we will be honorable to you. And within a month or so, you will see that everyone has accepted you. May take a moment for some, a few more moments for others. But I see no reason you wouldn't be a bad fit. We bring in all walks of life here.
That's what I love about down here in the basement. Every walk of life is welcomed. Up on the roof, it's if you aren't someone that flies, you're seen as less than. Hell,
Indeed.
I didn't fly until about a decade ago. I was picked on so much for it, I became best friends with someone down here in the basement.
Ah,
And then was she. So I've been looking for them slowly. I was hoping to find them here, but God knows.
well, do you happen to have their name offhand?
Uh, it's been a few years. I always called them L.
Got you. Well, I don't believe we have anyone here by the name of L, but uh, whenever the scouts go out, I will tell them that if they hear of anyone by that name, to look out for them and chat with them.
All right, I really do appreciate that.
Well, of course. This is, as I said, land of new beginnings. Maybe I said it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it is. And he smiles, and you see that one of his two front teeth is actually made of solid silver.
Ooh.
And he tells you, well, there are plenty of tents, and if you can't find one that is vacant or that suits your needs, head over to Vince. He's and he'll point out about where Vince is, who is about. Actually, he's almost perfectly southwest from you. I can't
Yeah,
even give him like
is he
he's
over-
west southwest.
He's
Vince
the
is-
one that Onyx just interacted with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Go talk with Vince. He has plenty of tents. If you need one, you can put up yourself or have someone help you. And if you have any communal concerns, as far as anyone who's been being blasphemous or anything like that, or even just need a good book recommendation, I would recommend going up to the northwest. Go talk to Stephanie. And Stephanie is over here. It's this character.
Gotcha.
So with that, we will close. Where would I know you have a sore throat? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be handing you so much roleplay stuff.
No,
so
it's all
fast.
good. I have plenty of water with me. It's all good right now.
Okay, good. Whereabouts would you want to head? Would you kind of head to go look at some tents, or?
I think I would start to check out like the tents and see like who needs healing and whatnot. So I would probably end up heading like over to the tent where like Ina is.
Also, side note, Alex, you will understand this as soon as I say it. Is anybody else getting minor Nadpod vibes? Like we have Beverly, the bubble boy, aka Topaz.
Yes.
We have the fighter, and then what did we do? We somehow made Pathfinder Nadpod here, I think.
But like better. We're gonna be way better. Don't worry about it.
Wait, have you seen Nedpod?
Oop. I've listened to the first campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little too goofy for me, so I stopped
fair.
listening after that. There was some humor that I did really enjoy. There was some there's plenty of stuff that I enjoy, but there was some of it that was just like for me. I assume spoilers are fine for first campaign.
I've watched it like 7 times.
Okay, so when they went to hell and were just driving random things as if they yes, I know how to drive a bus or a motorcycle. I was like, this is just, it doesn't make any sense.
That's
there were definitely
you wouldn't know
some
how to
things where it was
drive anything. Yeah,
I
that was
feel
the
like-
thing that I think I listened a little past that, but I was just like, you know what, I'm good. There's other things that I'd rather listen to, and HLP is very much my jam.
Okay.
Hells yeah. Big shout out to the HLP. Hideous Laughter Podcast. Go check out all their stuff, especially Bestow Curse. It's a 2nd edition campaign. Going through Curse of the Crimson Throne. Not a sponsor, not a partner. I wish. But no.
They're very good. They're very down to earth. They have a really great mix of humor and anyways, I could go on about them. I'm not going to until after the game.
Yes.
Also, I will say, no, don't hold your breath. Don't you should cut yourself short on I wish I could get a sponsorship from that, because you're talking to a business and entertainment or a music and entertainment business major who could possibly get that to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
You have no idea the channels I've gone through before, but yeah.
Once we get this going further, we'll see about that. But with that,
Yeah.
so you head down to where Miss Ina is, and if you poke your head in the tent, Ina, you would actually see a Strix woman ? Looking for
A Strix person.
Yeah, Strix individual. It's a very androgynous clothes, but very much female features.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yes. So you see that as you walk in.
Ina would kind of turn her head as she's bopping around trying to help others out as best she can, and she'd look over to the Strix person who poked their head in and say, "Oh, well, come in. Is there something I can help you with?"
Actually, I was hoping to help here if you needed anything. I'm just kind of bopping around where I'm needed, trying to find an excuse not to go back up to the roof.
Understandable. Let me talk with what is the cleric's name again? I'm so sorry.
It is Mr. Sebastian.
Let me go ask Sebastian. Mr. Sebastian, I will see if there's anything that we need help with. What do you specialize in?
I've been studying it as a mutagenist for a few years now, but I
Hmm.
am pretty well versed in healing overall.
Kind of like puts a hand to her chin and thinks like, she's heard of, that kind of um that kind of field of study before. Yes, hello, cat. But she's never encountered anyone who actually like works there. And she's like, I'm not sure how we'll fit you in, but you know what? If you have some medicine capabilities, well, I'll see what we can do. And she'll kind of trot on back to Mr. Sebastian and just sort of get his attention whenever he's not doing something that requires too much focus, and just say, "Oh, we have a volunteer."
Oh, what wonderful! Where are they? And he turns around. Topaz, you see some. You both see that he had just finished. Someone's arm was fully, pretty much gone, and he had just amputated it for them and healed the wound. So his clothes, like he has an apron on,
Oh,
it is full of blood, and he just turns, "Hi."
He's
Does not look twice. She's like, "Yep."
yep.
He looks you dead in the eye, just not realizing there's a thing wrong, and goes, "Ah, a Strixon person. Welcome."
Hello. Anywhere I can help. I do specialize in mutagenist abilities, but I'm good with healing overall.
Well, that is wonderful. Here, follow me. And he will lead you into another part of the tent where you can see a bunch of different vials of kind of a blue liquid as well as some ones of a red liquid. He goes, "The red ones are lesser healing potions, or minor. I don't know which it is in the system. It's one of the two. Either
Lesser.
okay." And he points them. Those are the lesser healing potions there. And the blue ones, and he looks around, makes sure there's none of a select group of people around. He goes, "Those ones are just sugar water. Don't do anything to those. But if you would like, you can work on making some more of those if you have the capability. But I will leave that to you. I have more patients to tend to." And he turns around and walks back to the place and checks on the guy who he just took his arm off.
Just a regular Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay, I
normal
will
Wednesday
ask.
for him.
Yeah, I will ask the DM. Is it possible for me, like after working on the potions for a little bit, to walk up to Mr. Sebastian and like lightly suggest for me to use like my mutagenic abilities to see if I can get his arm back or grow him a new one?
He turns and he raises an eyebrow.
What?
You can do that?
Yes, in the mutagenist field, basically we take we do mutagenic transformations. They can sacrifice a physical or psychological part of a creature's being, but it can strengthen another. So, say they lost an arm, for example, it's a possibility that we could grow another arm back.
Hmm. Well,
Hmm.
can I ask what mechanically you're trying to do here?
Mechanically, I'm attempting to grow an arm back in the place that it was. However, the likelihood of it being in the exact place that the arm was is not very high. It's a possibility, but it's not that great. There's a possibility he could have a full-fledged arm growing out of his forehead.
That is
Oh.
perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're doing. Okay. And he goes, well, yes. If you can grow his arm back. Perfect! Go for it! and he steps aside, still covered in blood, just not even batting an eye at it, and holds his hand over. So go ahead and tell me what I need to roll / what you need to roll.
I'm reading through this right now because I'm not exactly. It's formulas in my formula book. I can use a batch of infused regents to create signature items using advanced alchemy. And basically those can make 3 items instead of 2. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I mainly said that as a joke. I didn't think we were fully fledged going through with this.
Oh, I'm down. If you have a way to mechanically do it, I am so down to see what you can do.
Let there be chaos.
All right.
Actually, you know what? Here's a question. What mythic beast is your character interested in?
My character is interested in the fox.
Okay. So you have 2 fox players. It's gonna be interesting.
Oh, if there's
So-
another fox player, I'll pick something else, but
Oh no, it is 100% fine to have multiple into the same one. In fact, it'll make some things easier for me. So, it works.
I was gonna say my character
Scream!
also has cultish knowledge or dubious knowledge and occultism. So mine might be a little bit more cult crazy.
That is perfect. So, with that, as we have now mentioned one of our mythic beasts, being the fox, I will tell you a bit about them. And let me... Oh, no, I never made a thing. Hold on. Noah has to make a thing. Please hold with us for this brief, important message. Wait. Yes, you guys make noises.
Elevator music starts playing.
And let me...
Not me totally going to sound or to Spotify for elevator music right now.
I believe it. Token. I was smart. I prepped a lot of tokens in case I ever needed one. So now that I need one, I have
Can y'all hear that or no?
Yeah.
Tropically.
It's just kind of in the background. So let me place the token right here. So this
I meant
is
to have it in the background.
this is the Curious Fox. The Curious Fox. It's known as one of the lesser mythic beasts and is also quite stealthy. But with this, he is known to be a bit less powerful than others, making it so that when the serpent went around and imprisoned the other beasts, he simply went into hiding and flew or scurried right beneath her radar. He is known to be mischievous and cunning. He is needed to be. So that is what you know of the fox. Let me get rid of his sheet. So,
Nice.
with that, as you go to do this is not something normally you would be able to do. And you're looking at your vials of your alchemical mutagens, and you're holding them up like, maybe. You feel a tingle. And for a split second, one of the vials, it almost looks like a spectral fox is floating inside liquid in it, and it winks at you. What do you do?
I kind of want to go with my gut, but I'm a little nervous because I don't want to screw this up and accidentally screw this guy over.
I will say you will not hurt the man.
He's already been severely hurt. His blood is all over Mr. Sebastian right now.
Yes, you will not hurt him any further. We'll promise you that.
Well, he's not dead yet.
True. This is true.
Exactly.
I'm
He's
gonna
not...
take the vial. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna take the vial that I saw the fox wink at me, and I'm gonna hold it up. I'm gonna swirl it in the light a little bit to make sure like I wasn't seeing things.
You see the fox in it one more time, and the fox kind of just gives you a nod, which you've never seen this before. This is the first time you've ever seen this happen. and then the spectral fox dissipates. Ina.
I'm going. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Ina, go ahead and roll me a quick perception check. First roll of the game.
Squee!
When it dissipates, I just imagine it like swirls back into the liquid as they're like swirling the liquid. It's a
Pretty
really cool
much.
image to me.
Honestly, that's what I was imagining as well.
Slow again, no. Yes, no. Sorry.
You're all good. So once you get the perception, we'll see. I can tell you what happens.
Fine, I'll pick you up. There you go. My cat needs to be a baby sometimes.
Oh, good.
Just be held
Aw.
over my shoulder as if because she is the most baby.
I will give a single cookie if I get a cat picture. By that I mean your character will get a good feeling.
Is that a hero point?
No, not
Here,
a
I'll
hero
give
point.
you-
Just a
Nope.
cookie.
I'll do you one better.
Oh, we have cat on screen. Oh,
Oh,
Oh, let me get
it's,
the door open.
it's a calico!
It's
Oh
a
my
cat!
gosh, that's adorable.
Look at the camera,
Res,
Loki.
am
Hello,
I good to
Noki.
show your camera on screen for stream so they can see this?
Sure.
Okay. Just
Oh,
purely
the
for
kitty
cat.
looked at the camera.
Hold on.
Just cat. Only cat. Cat is important.
Yes.
Loki,
hold
you're
on.
a star. No, look at the
Follow
camera.
follow the
Look at
dopamine.
me.
Noki.
There we go. There is cat.
Aw.
You all
It
get to
is
see the cat.
meow.
Yes. All right.
You're a star, Noki. I'm so proud of you.
No more cat for the
Now
stream.
make me money.
Stream you, no more stream.
Okay.
I
Good, 'cause
wish
she
my
was-
cat.
I love
wish
the
my
HOP
cat would
shirt
let
as
me do
well.
that.
I approve.
Oh, thanks. I've been wearing it the past 2 days because it's cozy.
Fair.
Nice.
But yeah, so Ina, go ahead and roll me that perception.
Totally forgot I had that on, actually.
Topaz, you also roll me a perception. Both of you can.
Oh, Ina rolls. Sorry, I thought you said I am. So here's a thing about me is that I'm really bad at when I first started a new character at remembering what the fuck my name is.
That's fair.
All good. Would it be
Hmm.
easier if I just said Rez? Go ahead and roll me one.
No, I gotta get used to it. Keep saying it. If I don't respond, be like, hey Rez, have Ina roll whatever.
Gotcha. Will do.
So I'm not using the seek action, so I don't get a +2.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
You both blew that out of the water.
Hey.
Hey.
So Topaz, you're swirling this, you see the fox, and you almost can see, because there is a small visualness to this. There is a magical component now within this mutagen, and the fox is kind of giving you the okay to use it on this guy. Ina, as you looked over, you saw a image of the curious fox, which you have seen once or twice before. Being more used to seeing the fox, and you saw this, and it kind of clicked like, oh, another champion of the fox. Interesting.
Ina kind of like rubs her eyes with her hands, then looks at her hands to make sure that there's no blood on them, and then rubs her eyes again. Like, oh shit, oh we're good. She's like, and she definitely takes note of this and looks a little surprised, but does her best to like not like, she looks a little surprised, she's like more surprised than she looks. She's just like, oh, that's new, that's okay, that's interesting.
But Topaz, would you like to apply this to this man?
Yeah, I want to go over and I don't know, like if I can take it on a rag and like rub it onto where his arm was cut off, or just like pour it onto where his like arm was cut off. But I want to put it on there some way.
Gotcha. As you do, do me a favor. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
All right.
Quick question.
Yes.
What would happen if you were to drink it?
I'm not going to say.
You'll have an arm in your tummy.
You'll have an arm pop out somewhere on your body.
Oh,
You'll
God.
have
You
an
guys
arm
ever
somewhere.
hear the rumor when you were a kid how if you eat the seed of whatever fruit, you'll
That
grow
was
in
exactly
your
what I
stomach?
meant.
Yep.
You know somebody had that happen, but it was in his lung?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, a
Oh,
guy
that
that doesn't
definitely
seem
sucks.
real.
a guy sprouted a fir tree in his lung. He had to have it surgically
That
removed.
can't be real.
That had to
It's
be the
real.
most interesting surgery.
There's pictures of it. I'll send you guys the
Okay.
article later.
Okay, yeah. I
Oh,
was gonna say do it
boy.
later, but
I love
Yeah.
this group.
But
Yeah,
with-
that's an 18 for the medicine check.
Yeah, so with an 18, and I am going to give you a +5 because the fox is aiding you in this. As
So
you
that's a
put
23.
Yes. So as you put this mutagen on there, you see his arm begins to regrow. It's slow, and after about, slow for magical effects. After about 30 seconds, you see his arm fully made, but with a new, large and proud tattoo of a fox upon it. And he looks at you and goes, "How'd you do that? Man, you're so magical. Oh, yeah, thank you, mate. I think I was going to give me favourite arm back. And I got a new tattoo. Oh, that's bloody great. Thank you."
I'm just gonna look at him, shake his hand with that arm that I fixed, and just said, "You're absolutely welcome. Welcome to the Brotherhood, my man. You take some time to rest and train that arm back to full health."
"Oh, I think I will. Thank you." And he hops up and starts walking out. You see Sebastian turns to you and goes, "Huh?" And with that, we will cut back over to Onyx. Onyx, what are you up to?
So,
This point.
as you know, I'm up to the riveting task of buying goods. But,
Well, you've bought
okay,
your
so
goods.
yes, I've got those.
You do know there is some a lot of information held within a lot of books over with Stephanie, but you also know that if you wanted to do any sort of combat training or just looking over weapons, anything like that, you would want to go and chat with Volt.
I do think that, I don't know, I'm thinking Onyx would enjoy himself a good old duel every now and then. Just to kind of touch upon his skills a little bit. So I
Okay.
think, you know what, I think he'd go on over to, how do you do that ping thing?
Hold.
Hold your left click.
That guy.
Bada boom.
You can also.
Can you change your color?
There
on
we
this?
go.
Change your ping color. Right click your
Yeah,
name in
I
the
found
player, and then change your color.
I have to switch to the black. I need to be on brand. There we go.
Whoa, yo, that control spacebar thing works for more than just items. It
Oh, it
works for
does?
conditions and
It works
yeah.
for everything. It
That's-
searches the
there we go.
entirety of the compendium. Trust me, it is the shit.
That
This
is
is gonna be
amazing.
awesome. But yes, so you walk over and Volt goes, and you happen, Volt does happen to walk out, and he looks over and goes, "Ah, Onyx, how are we doing, my boy?"
I'm doing good. How are you?
"I'm doing well. You here to spar with me again?"
As always. Nothing
You know
quite
you-
like a little bit of combat to sprucing up the day.
He looks at you and smiles. You haven't beat me yet. You're still trying to. And you think back over the however long you've been here. This training camp has been up for far more than 3 months. But it's 3 months
Okay.
since the surges have begun. So however long you want to have been here, your character can decipher that.
I'd say 3 months sounds about good.
So during these 3 months, you have challenged him a number of times, and you have not won once. One way or another, you always get the upper hand. Even when it feels like you should have it, he comes from behind and takes the victory every time. And with that, he tosses you a wooden weapon of whatever your weapon of choice would be.
Probably a longsword.
Yeah, so we toss you a wooden longsword, and he draws a wooden, actually, funny enough, a wooden longsword as well. And you see his prize longsword is on his back. You've never seen him actually unsheath it, but you see that the handle is inlaid with the it's a obsidian. Jeez, my brain failed. It's an obsidian.
A black pretty rock.
Yeah, obsidian carved panther skull is at the base of the hilt as a pommel. That's really all you can really see of it. The handle even is hard to see because he usually has his head in front of it. He draws the sword and he goes, "All right, let's go." And you begin to spar. Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
Strength check. Okay, let me get to my not feats, proficiencies. Oh, strength check?
Yes.
Okay, that would be on this page. I mean, can I just not click on strength and roll it? Hey, Riz, would you know any tricks as to how to just roll a strength check on the character sheet?
I think Riz may have BRB'd.
Sorry, I stepped away for a quick second to grab something.
It's all good.
Rolling a strength check, I don't think...
Okay, so can I just do a roll?
I don't think that there is a way to do it because there aren't really any strength checks.
Oh,
yeah, just roll a d20 plus whatever you have.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? You can also do athletics, maybe?
Oh, that's not very good.
I will allow for athletics.
Oh, you'll allow for athletics?
Yeah, so a little higher.
Can I roll that instead?
Yeah, go ahead. You can re-roll it. Go for it. Not bad.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
And for the first time, as your swords clash, you start to get the upper hand. Roll it one more time.
Okay. Come on, don't fail me now, dice. I would like to use a hero point.
Oh, yeah, go for it. You're more than welcome to.
Don't cuck me on this, please. Be nice. Yes! Natural 20.
Okay.
Best hero point ever spent in my books.
It is. And as your swords clash, they meet with the exact same force. For the first time, you're fully on even grounds with him, and even he looks a little surprised.
I go ahead and shoot him as we're I assume we're like locked with swords right now, right?
Yes.
I shoot him a friendly little wink, just a little taunt.
You see a smirk, and you see that all too common, all too well known to you, that fully silver tooth. Go ahead and roll me it one last time.
Oh, come on, don't mess me up. Come on. Yes! Okay, that's not horrible.
As you do, your blade hits his, and his sword drops.
His sword or my sword?
His sword. And he looks at you and goes, "Well, I don't think there are very few people here who have ever defeated me. Good job, my boy. Come here."
Been a pleasure. Seems I found my footing.
Indeed. He beckons you into his tent. Do you walk in?
Okay. I do. I have no reason to distrust this man.
Indeed. As you walk in, you've been here a few times. And you've always seen well, it looks like it might be a wardrobe. You're not really sure because there's always a blanket over top of it. And he walks over and pulls it off. You see multiple weapons. A lot of them are long swords, and all of them seem to be made with very fine craftsmanship.
Ooh.
with a lot of the magical surges, you've grown to understand what. And this is the thing I will be doing for the campaign. If you are directly near something of a high amount of magic, you'll be able to feel that magic just with how the world is. But for getting
like
a
how
higher sense of it, that's when we'll be doing the detect magic stuff.
Okay.
So with this, as you walk up to it, you feel that there is definitely magic in each and every one of these weapons. He goes, nobody else has seen this, but I think you should. Because you defeated me, I wanted to show you these. These are all the swords I've used in every battle I've ever fought. You see each and every one of them is cracked. It seems like the sword has been used to the point where it was about to break and it was no longer safe to use them. And he looks at, and you see that there are 9 swords. And he draws the one off his back, and you see this blade for the first time. The handle is inlaid with a fine leather. And you see that the handguard is made of silver, and the blade itself, half of it is silver, and the other one is a red metal you do not recognize.
Okay.
These swords are what I've used for, well, most of my life. When we have to fight back the armies of the Serpent, you have probably heard the tales of the fights. We usually keep them away from the training camp, but I know not where you're from fully. I know you had some background in the wars. Maybe in some of the battles even you may have seen the onslaughts. But
I've spent a decent many moons in the war, yes.
Indeed. Well, I would like you to know that when that day comes, when your sword cracks, you come here, and I want you to put yours with mine. I've never had anyone else that I've sparred with ever defeat me. And I'm going to give you guys a little peek behind the screen. He was rolling with a plus 12 at a flat strength check.
Okay. Only had like a plus 7.
The last one, he rolled a 2 on the die. Huh?
Whew.
I just said a little off his game today.
Yeah, little off. But it's so rare for an Alex, the reason you that nat 20, you were going up against a 31 rolled.
Oh, yeah, I would have lost that if I didn't use a hero point.
Yeah, but with
I
the
need
nat
a
20,
hero.
with the nat 20, as we know, that does increase the success rate. So
it wasn't a crit, but I did succeed.
yes, indeed. And that was why you got that smirk out of him. And with this, he looks at you, and he smiles. He goes, "Oh, that's cool." Sorry, I just saw that.
You good? Sorry, I just sent it. I was away when he asked, so
You're all good. And he, oh geez, what the hell happened to me? Whew, frog in my throat. So Volt looks at you. He goes, "I'm proud of you, boy. You fight well. You keep fighting hard. And maybe one day we'll serve on the same battlefield. I look forward to seeing your skills in the heat of battle, and I'll show you my own."
I offer a hand out to him.
He fully predator handshakes you, and kind of
Predator handshake.
and then he kind of brings it into, like the brotherly hug where you kind of
Yeah, where you pat each
move it
other on
up.
the back?
Yeah, like that thing. He gives you one of those, like the brother hug. He goes,
Yeah.
"All right, don't tell anyone you saw this." And he throws the blanket back over it, and instantly you stop feeling any of that magical energy.
Sweet.
friendship.
Just to kind of throw in a little bit of a jest, I turn to him and say, "It's probably for the better that we haven't known each other all that long. I feel your pile might be a little large if both of us were contributing. I'd argue
Most
too
likely.
large to room."
All right. And with that, we will flash back on over. Ina, you just saw this Strixon person walk in and regrow someone's arm. You've never seen that kind of stuff before. And you hear a voice click in your head. Don't worry, I'm not playing favorites. And the voice dissipates.
When Ina oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's good. You're good.
When Ina initially saw this, she was like flabbergasted, like completely floored. And she looked both impressed, but also like, I mean, you a little off, like she was happy that this person got helped, but something a little less than just enthusiasm was there. You could roll a perception if you want to sense motive, but like you don't have to, obviously. Noki, could you stop being a pest? Sorry. She's like getting into any box that I have around me, and there's not that many, but she's like, no, I need to make all the noise.
You have a
Well, now I
forbidden
know
spot.
if it ain't Ethel, it's Noki.
Yes.
Yes, my cat likes to be the
yeah, I have
same.
Mabel and Noki. Noki is the main one, or Noki is the main one who causes issues, and Mabel will just come in and start yelling. She'll
She
yell
needs to
at
be
top of her
heard.
lungs.
Yeah.
Well,
if
it's
you
more
ever-
like, come pay attention to me, because she can't do it anywhere but the couch. She's a weirdo.
Oh,
Anyways,
crap.
I love them both dearly, but they're such troublemakers.
Mhm.
Anyways, Ina kind of looks. You know, like, as I said, you could roll perception if you wanted to figure out kind of what she is thinking or feeling, but she's like, it kind of like flickers for a moment, and she smiles, and she hears this voice in her head, and she like tries to shake it, like she shakes her head a smidge, not because she wants to get rid of it, but so much as like she was expecting it. And not that you know that she heard this voice in her head, but she's sort of like, wow, that was amazing, great job. I had no idea that could even be done.
Honestly, I didn't think that could be done either. That's the first time I've actually applied my studies. This stuff's kind of frowned upon up on the roof because they have, you know, modern technology and all that, and if you lose an arm, they just give you, some sort of tech to replace it. Magic's all but lost up there.
I've never been up there, so I wouldn't know. But I'm glad you were able to help. Even she kind of looks a little unsure for a moment. Even if you weren't certain it was going to work, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I stepped on any toes or anything. I didn't mean to swoop in here and like ruin anybody's thunder.
No. You helped someone. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Topaz, by the way.
Ina kind of holds a hand out and very much up because she is less than 3 feet tall. And I assume you are quite a bit taller than that.
I'm 5'9", so I'm
Yup.
Yep.
Like twice her height, nearly.
Topaz is going to like kind of crouch, not in a demeaning way, but like so you don't have to reach up as far.
And she'll kind of shake your hand and say, "My name's Ina Crasido. Been here a bit now, and nice to see someone with such talents walk through here. It's incredible."
Okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you, and I hope we can work together more in the future.
I hope so as well. Are you staying long or just passing through?
I am trying to stay as long as I can. So I'm here for as long as I can.
glad to hear it. You're welcome anytime, of course. Just swing on by, and we'll do our very best to put you to use. I've been here for a bit now, and it's a small place, but it's people come through and they need help, and that's what I'm here for. And of course, Mr. Sebastian, she kind of gestures to the cleric man, just like yes, it's not all about me. Um, she's like trying to be very humble. You can like she's somewhere between humble and all, but like she also seems a
Fine.
little bit unsure of herself.
Yeah. Topaz is just gonna say, well, is there anything else I can do to help here, or I can go and check back with Sebastian or with the big man if anybody else needs help.
I mean, right now I need to clean up this bed and table from the operation that Mr. Sebastian did and from the miracle that you did. Not that that caused much blood. I think the operation was quite a bit more bloody. But I'm just gonna clean up around here if you want to help with that.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you.
I'm gonna just like swipe my arm across the table and pick up as much as I can in like bundled up in a sheet, even if the sheet is bloody.
Ina kind of smiles and appreciates that you don't mind getting dirty as well. So,
Yeah.
and she'll just kind of keep working to pick up around here and occasionally glancing back at you like, who the fuck is this person? Come in here and like regrow someone's arm magically? Like she's not used to that. She's not offended. She's just like, what the fuck? You know?
You just saw God, specifically yours.
Yes, that is true. She did see the Noki, could you stop being? She did see the curious fox in there, and like she has some idea that like it wasn't entirely you, but like she's never seen like quite a miracle such as that. And so she's still a little bit like, what the fuck? You know? And she's
Yeah.
doing her very best to be like kind and whatnot. But that doesn't mean that she's not surprised.
Yeah. My character doesn't have like I have like average intelligence, so my character knows like something happened. Not quite sure what, but it was more so of a
Right.
gut feeling that this was gonna be okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, it worked out. It was
Yep.
definitely a risk though. I mean, well, isn't
Yeah.
the fox like also kind of about trickery? Like that could have turned out more interesting than it did, or maybe it will.
Oh, that would have been so bad if he just like, oh, pulled your finger. Now he's missing all his other fingers.
Oh
I will
Lord.
say,
He grew that arm, but the other arm falls off.
I will
That's what
say,
I was afraid of.
you just hit the DC.
That are like monkey pots. So, oh, he has his arm back, but can't use it.
Like
Exactly.
I said, you did. Did I turn my mic back on? I did.
Yeah,
I had
you
that
did.
moment like, oh no, please tell me I didn't just try to speak and had that not on.
Hey, only I get to forget to turn the mics on over here.
But I had just hit the DC.
A 23 was the DC. You meet to beat it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, something
To
else
see
would have
the
happened.
to see the fox or to have
To have it work. Because remember you had the +5 from the fox as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's why the 18 turned into a 23.
Gotcha.
Which was the DC. It was a very high one for
Yeah.
this lower level. But it's one of those checks where I knew you'd begin the +5, so I knew it was definitely possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
With that, you all spend some time You get to know each other a bit more. Especially Topaz and Ina. You really, with this, and Topaz, I don't believe in that interaction. You both said, "Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm having a little gas bubbles trying to come up, so it's causing me to have to pause in my speech." Jeez.
Take a second,
You
get them
good?
out. Don't try and talk through it. That stuff's nasty.
All right, I got it. I muted my mic and I just said, "All right, screw it, out." All right, but you guys did not end up actually saying that you were both part of or champions of the Fox, correct? During that?
No, it may have been like we may have kind of. At least Ina probably gathered. Like I could roll a sense motive or something if you wanted, but having seen the Fox and what they did, I feel like she may have gotten some idea, but
Yeah,
I
you were
mean,
definitely
I feel like
able
it's
to.
not something that Ina would just say. She wouldn't just be like, "Yeah, I know, I've met that Fox. What a chap."
Yeah,
So,
and
but like, I
Topaz.
don't think. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you finish what you were saying.
I don't think Topaz really would have had much of an indication of what Ina was thinking, or
Yeah,
that she is also a champion.
that's pretty much what I was gonna say. Yeah, Topaz would have no idea that Ina is the champion of the Fox or knows what the hell was just seen in that vial.
Yeah, like Ina was just like surprised, but like she didn't say like, "How'd you do that?" or "Well, what about that?" Like she didn't make any indication. She was trying to be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you say that we get to know each other, do you mean like over the day or over a couple days?
So, I'm just more referring to that interaction.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
We will have a small time skip here coming up, but not yet. But you do get to you talk a little bit. Onyx has now spoken with Volt a bit, and this is where that does come up. The day does start to pass a bit, and as we'll say we started this in about 11 a.m. In the world, and now it's getting closer to about 4 p.m. This is about the time when most folk would be settling down for, some sort of supper or whatnot. You all have gone about your day within the trading camp. And Volt invites everyone. And he has asked permission he asked Stephanie if they could use her tent, and she gave the go ahead. So during the day, Volt did, and he may have actually asked Onyx to aid him. And Onyx, if you would have, that is fine. But just to go and get the tent set up, and to have a bit of a welcoming feast, because you've had some other new members, as well as Topaz is now part of it. So you all, give me one moment as I'm moving tokens.
Sounds good.
I'll you. Scooch. And you scooch here. All right, perfect. You all meet up in one tent. You were all there. There is a proper there is tons of food, different meats, different vegetables, a lot of different rooted vegetables, as well as a bunch
Sorry,
of.
do you mean potatoes?
No, I mean like actual
like
rooted
stew?
vegetables. You pull these out.
I'm sorry, I heard root vegetables, and I was like, I'm a halfling. I gotta make the potatoes joke.
Oh, gosh, my brain.
A potato flew around.
Potatoes, boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
Exactly what I was trying to say.
That may or may not have just flown fully over my head.
I'm very disappointed in you.
You call yourself a nerd.
Listen, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings nerd. I'm gonna say it. I'm not.
You break all of our hearts collectively.
Sean Astin would be disappointed.
Hey, I'll take away your hero point. With the joke. I would never do that.
Use it anyways. You have control over your sheet.
Actually, just quick side thing. Res, you know what bad boy points are, correct?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of implementing something like that in here.
I mean, weren't bad boy points only like a +1 or something?
It's a +1, but it's to any roll. It's to
That's
anything.
true.
It's a +1
Ooh.
for any of your stuff and a -1 to any of my stuff.
Right.
And
Would this be in addition to hero points or instead of?
it'd be an addition.
Excellent. I'm all for that.
But the way, so for those who don't know, in Hideous Laughter, they use something called bad boy points. And the thing about bad boys is they
only
burn
in
fast.
Steve's thing. Only
Yeah.
in No Response from Deepmar.
Steve did them, and I really loved the idea of him. I'll probably DM him and make sure he's good with this. But it's something I might.
Oh, he would
in.
not care. He'd think it was the funniest thing, I'm sure.
I'm sure he'd be fine with it, but I would still want to be like, hey, I really
That's
like
fair.
the idea. Can I use that? So, if
Look,
I get permission,
I just stole Freya for one of. I just stole a main PC for one of my games.
Oh, you stole Freya?
I like this. I stole Freya. I just straight up yoinked her.
That's fair.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna use this in my game because it works.
You know,
Anyways, I'm sorry.
Any concerns of mine of you fitting into the group are gone now. This is wonderful.
I'm really glad to hear that.
But yes, so you all sit down for the meal. There are plenty of potatoes. Most of them are Irish. Not that any of you knew what the devil Irish is. But there are beautiful golden spuds. There are carrots. There are different types of meats, including some bovine, some poultry, anything you could think of. And you all have sat down, and Volt stands up, and he raises a glass, and you hear, I was gonna say a howl, but he's not, he's not canine, he's feline. So you hear a
Cats can howl.
Animal.
Do they like roar
yeah.
Yeah.
or growl?
Wait, I got
Cats can howl to a certain extent. Cats can howl. Take it from someone who's heard it.
Oh yeah. So
Do you
here's
mean
what
like
you all
the
hear.
yowl?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
You're good. All you hear is, and it sounds like something between a odd bark and that cats do, but it's very loud.
The chirping.
Yeah, that chirp thing.
Like that.
Yeah. It caught that in the back. But so you all do hear this. Hold on. All right, there we go. Sorry, something went weird on my control panel. And he looks at you.
How dare.
Well, everyone, we have gathered with some new folk. I would like to welcome them to our camp. And he goes down the table introducing some new folk. There's Mike, there's Steve, there's Eobard. And he gets down to Topaz, where you are sitting. He goes, and Topaz, I would like to welcome you all with open arms to our camp, and I hope that all of you will welcome them. And he raises a cup of mead. He goes, here's to new friends, fighting hard and drinking well. And he takes a swig of his ale, and everyone who's been here, you know that this is kind of his best shot at a cheers. He's not very good at this. He's not very charismatic, you know this. So you all just gotta take a swig of whatever you're drinking and welcome.
Yeah, I raised my glass.
Yep. Here.
But yes.
Wait,
Ina's very excited about her pint, and
wait, did we all get teleported?
Huh?
Didn't we all get teleported? I thought I was here.
What are you talking about?
No. I thought you said after some time passes. Yeah, aren't we all in the same location?
Yeah, you're all right here.
Oh, okay, I was just confused because Ruby said, yeah, you're here. I was like, oh, did I miss something?
I said here. like the cheers.
Oh, okay. Then it was just my headset messing
Yeah.
up. Okay.
I was
was
like, what do
confused for a
you mean?
second.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Fam, you good? Okay, you good.
Yeah.
But yes. So you all drink to new experiences, a new way of life with new friends. And with this, you all after some time of drinking, eating, and sharing stories, you all go back to your respective tents. And you all, these 3 tents right here, these 3 smaller ones, those are your 3 tents. These are the 3 you are given. So you
Sounds
all can
good.
take whatever one you'd like. I'm going to move my NPCs back to their respective buildings.
Yep.
But you all head into your tents. And with that, night begins to fall. And this is where I would like to open something up to the table. These, Alex and Ruby, you both will know what this is as soon as I start saying it. But this
Yep.
is what I like to call a campfire story. You can tell us a story
Ooh.
of your character's past, something your character has done, or maybe just something interesting about yourself. I'm going to open that up because I like to learn about you guys and I like to learn about what your characters have in ideas. So with that, I would like, if anyone would like to, you can tell a campfire story for an additional hero point, or you can take an additional 5 temporary HP for the next day.
I can have Topaz tell a story from their past.
All right. Go ahead, Topaz, you can start us off then.
So as a young Strix, I found magic to be quite fascinating, but wasn't allowed to get fully into spellcasting as, magic really isn't, it's really looked down upon on the roof. And so I started coming down to the basement and making imaginary friends and practicing my craft. Along the way, I met a small rat folk by the name of Rashgan. I always started calling him L because, well, L for Losers Club. And so Kashkin and I started hanging out every now and then, and eventually I was told the next time I leave the roof, I will be kicked out of the house. And so I was forced to stay on the roof until I was old enough to move out on my own. But now that I am back at this campground, basically I'm down here trying to figure out what the basement's all about. And my mission is kind of to try and reunite with Kashgan and figure out how life has gone for them.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
Yep.
Would anyone else like to tell a campfire story?
I think
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think this early on, I'm gonna wait until I know my character a little bit better before I go sharing stories, but maybe next session.
Like I did say, it could also be about you. You can just tell an interesting story about yourself with a couple fun facts. As like you, the player, if you'd like to more introduce yourself to the party and introduce yourself to the audience.
Would now be a good time for the nuclear pizza theory.
Sure.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yes!
So the
I will
nuclear
allow
pizza
you to
theory.
tell the. Go ahead.
Actually, I'll tell this in a way that I'm talking to Rez, since it seems you two already know the nuclear pizza.
Yes.
I feel like I've
Rez,
maybe heard
buckle
this,
up.
but I'm unsure. Go ahead.
So, Rez, would you agree that nukes drop a lot of bad stuff?
Like radiation, yes.
Yes. But would you also agree they emit a lot of heat? So practically a massive explosion. It's gonna get a little toasty, right?
Are you gonna make a pizza out of a nuclear explosion?
Close. I'm going to hope for a pizza to be made. Hear me out. We live in the modern age with modern stuff, sometimes even like a mile away, like massive grocery stores. And there's so many of them, I'm convinced that if a nuke were to be dropped in a first world country, or where there's plentiful supermarkets, at least one would have a singular pizza cooked to perfection. Maybe not all of them. Ideally, the entire freezer section, but at least one.
Oh my god.
Nuclear pizza.
You are wacky. I appreciate it.
He has so many of these. That is the tamest one he has.
Oh, I'm sure, but I already like him.
Why did
Perhaps
the
I will
chicken
compare
cross the
my
road?
lightning bug. Oh, the chicken one, yes.
No, you can wait for another story for that one. Take your hero point or 5 HP.
Hero point.
Hero point. I took the hero point for mine as well, by the way.
Oh, good.
Ina would, if I can tell a story.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
I'm going to merge both my experiences and Ina's.
Okay.
Basically something that has happened to me, but I'm gonna make it as if it happened to her. So Ina tells a story of this one time when she was a bit younger. You know, she was still of reasonable drinking age, but she was on the younger end of hobbits don't halflings don't exactly have like a set drinking age where it's you know, legally or morally acceptable. But there's still a point at which most, you know, kind of start drinking, and a point at which it's a little bit less common to see. But she was just beyond that, like, yes, this is normally when hobbits start drinking. And she and a couple of her friends in her hometown, wherever that may be, yet to be decided. And she's basically saying, so this one time, my friends and I, we were just a approximate hobbit or halfling drinking age, and a couple of my friends got, well, to put it nicely, pretty fucked up. And they went to go get some food from a local place. It was a little late at night, but there was still maybe one place open. And in their drunken stupor, they opened a wrong door. As in, they went to go to the grocery store and or like a market, a place to get some food, and they opened a back door to more of a storage place, a food storage place. And they come back with bags of potatoes, like more than we could possibly eat in a night.
Potato.
Just basically like bags of potatoes, bags of fresh pasta, like too much food. And they stumble back in and start pulling food out of their clothes that they had like shoved in their pants, held up in their shirt. You know, like when you hold your shirt up, fold it up, and put stuff in there. And they just come barreling in, laughing their asses off. I was hanging back, because I couldn't drink that night. I had something important the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And they barrel back in, laughing their asses off, and they're just like, we have food. I'm like, yeah, I see that. And they look at me and they're like, you know, we're gonna go to the actual grocery store now. We're not actually gonna cook any of this, they say, pulling some packaged some well packaged, but nonetheless, you know, just some straight up meat out of their clothes. And they're like, we're gonna go to the grocery store now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you are. Because they're drunk as hell and can't actually, you know, lie for worth a rat's ass. So I follow them just to see where they're going. And of course they go. They come back with some cakes and some various food for no particular reason. They're just stealing food. And they came back and fell asleep amidst their bountiful harvest from the food storage location. And I guess it was funnier if you were there. But they I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. And she kind of like trails off and she's like a little bit uncertain. She's like, maybe I shouldn't have told that story.
My mic was muted, but I was sitting here chuckling.
This is something that basically happened to me.
That is wonderful. But yes, take your hero point or 5 temporary HP.
I'm gonna go for hero point because why not?
Yeah.
Although I might regret that later depending on what we do.
But yes, so every time we take a rest or we sleep for the night, you guys will have access or the ability, the will, the wish, or the want, whatever it is, to tell us a campfire story.
I love this idea. Can I steal it?
Yeah. I
Thank you.
I
It's
got
a
it
very
from
fun idea.
Yeah, we got it from Valda's Spire of Secrets for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. It is a homebrew book, and it's wonderful. It has a bunch of extra rules, and that one I love because you can implement it into anything, and it makes it so I can give you guys hero points that way. I can give you guys temporary HP that way, and it's making it so that we can just kind of enjoy different stories and stuff like that. We can just
I
talk
think it's
about it.
also a really fun way to like flesh out your character. Like come up with a random story. It doesn't have to be relevant to anything. Just like what is something that they would have done or would have been a part of, or it doesn't have to be important. It just has to tell a story about them.
How many of Arvin's did I just make randomly about dust? Does anybody remember? Because I feel like a lot of
all of
if
them,
not all of them, were
all
just
of them.
dust.
More than 10.
It was just listen, dust, and that was it.
The dust.
Alex, we got Arvin to leave a room simply because it was said that there was rare dust.
In another room, yes.
I'm sorry, is this
Yeah.
Mole from Atlantis?
You can think of it like that. You can
Pretty
absolutely
much.
think of it that way.
Okay, sounds fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Man, I
But
gotta
yes.
watch that movie. Noah, next time you hang out, we have to watch that movie.
What'd you do in this?
It's just too good. Hey, I'd be down.
I would also be down. Put it in the plans.
It is a really fun movie. I watch it occasionally. It's one of the few Disney movies I have on DVD.
You know what? I'm partially sad. I missed the Disney movie thing in HLP today.
It was fun. It was tamer than some other ones.
It was
I
a
will
Little
say.
Mermaid. It was a Little Mermaid,
It was
so
a
I
Little
wasn't too
Mermaid.
upset because it's one of my least favorite Disney movies, honestly. So I was like,
That's
could be
fair, but it was still fun. Like Steve was still there, but no, you should have been there for The Great Mouse Detective. Hot damn, did people get weird about that?
Isn't that movie where they have like that bird they fly in the back of and that dude with the weird lizard that likes the eggs? They have that entire scene.
That's Rescuers Down Under.
Yes.
Yeah, Rescue
that was
Down Under.
another one that you should have been there for, though. We HLP server has been like going through Disney movies chronologically, only the animated ones, but from like start to finish. So it's gonna take us a long time. But like, you should have been there for Rescuers. You should have been there for. Actually, we haven't done Down Under yet. Rescuers, Great Mouse Detective, Robin Hood. Those were a few of the. Oh, and Winnie the Pooh. Those were actually some of the most wild ones. Because it was just like, what the fuck? Like, people would just say random ass shit, or like, there were a few times. Actually, I was one of those people, but like a few times in Winnie the Pooh, where it's like that kind of sounds sexual, and we'd be like, oh yeah.
To kind of get us back on track. Oh god.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Somewhere on YouTube, someone is thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this person? Just
yes.
Winnie the Pooh sexual?
So, with the feast having gone, with the winning over Volt and enjoying your day, Rez, where is the access for the experience thing? Where we can like track.
Sorry, you broke up for a sec. What was that?
Oh, how do we track experience better in here? Because I added that thing. How do?
Oh, so award experience. If you go into the actors tab and look at the bottom, there should be a little button for award XP.
Oh,
and you can pick whichever. So you would want to pick Ina, Onyx, and Topaz. You would probably want to unclick Mori. I think ?
And then group XP. I'm going to give you all. I think this will work.
Let me double check, make sure that it's
Let me see. Ah, yes, it did. It transferred in.
okay. Okay.
So
I just
you
want to make
all-
sure that it wasn't like because there's one where it's like you give an amount of XP and it will split it for the whole party, and there is one that is it'll just give each person like there are two settings, and it'll give
Yeah.
each person the number specified.
Gotcha. This
But
one is
it
never
looks like you
specified.
have the right one.
But yes.
Okay,
So you all have been given 30 experience.
Woo.
And you will all
Woo!
level up at 1,000 experience.
How much?
We'll
How
get
much
there.
XP?
You all
1,000.
Yeah.
You can
1,000.
fast track if you want. Like you can actually select how. Like for me in the game that I'm running with Fae based campaign, I have them at fast track XP, which is 800 until level 5. But that's a
Ooh.
me thing. You don't have to do that. That is just if you would like us to progress a little faster at first and then slow us down to normal XP, that is an option.
Yeah.
Oh,
After the game, we'll figure out how to do that.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up, Alex?
so if you give us 1,000 XP, are we level 2?
No. I gave
Yeah,
you
so-
30 experience.
Oh, okay. That's why it said 30 in my thing. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. But with that,
Once we reach 1,000, we'll
Oh.
level up to 2. And if we're at like 1,020, then you're at level 2 plus 20 XP.
Okay.
It's good shit.
yes.
Sorry, I hope I didn't step over you there.
No, you're good. You're perfectly fine. It helps because I don't having someone who knows the system as well as you do while I'm still learning it. Oh, it helps so much. But also with that,
I just want to make sure that I'm not like taking away the opportunity for you to explain something, because I know that can be frustrating.
Yeah.
But
you are all good. But
okay.
with this, I will say thank you all for joining me, and this will be the end of session 1 of the Serpents Lair Pathfinder 2nd edition. So, thank you everyone so much for watching. If you did enjoy, as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling especially fantastic / enjoyed it. Go high. I heard myself for a moment. It scared me. But thank you guys, gals, and non-binary pals for hanging out with us. Love you guys. Jeez, I'm saying it again. Gosh, I screwed up my outro. We'll see you guys next time. Stay awesome, stay safe, and as always, stay golden.
Can I include a fun fact?
Go for it.
Whenever you brush your teeth, that is the only time you clean your skeleton. And with that, I bid you adieu.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Drop a
We'll see you
bomb
next
and
time.
leave.